Hey, friends. Welcome on back in, family. I appreciate you for being here. If this is your first time, welcome. If it's your umpteenth time, welcome on back in this thing. Again, I appreciate y'all watching. Um, I hope you're having a fabulous day. I hope you are experiencing the utmost joy. I am. Little sleepy, but I am still marvelous. It is the middle of the day. You would think I would not be sleepy. I actually just woke up, which is neither here nor there. But actually, the spirit just said yes, it is. So what I'm saying is, and what spirit is saying is that for many of you, you have been pretty tired lately. You've done. Spirit is saying some of you have done some things in the last week differently. You have been experiencing life differently because of the shift that is taking place. And you are experiencing ascension symptoms. Ascension symptoms can consist of a variety of things, and they're all different depending upon the individual that's experiencing them. So, for many of you, you're just tired. Like you spend your time doing whatever it is that you do, and you are moved a lot lately by inspired action, but it's causing you to go to some extents and some lengths that you had not previously gone, and that is kind of a shock to the system. And with that being a shock to the system, it it registers as an excess of energy utilized, even if not necessarily the case as one would traditionally consider it, it still registers in that way in your body. So it is important to remember that you are a spiritual being and a human being. The largest part of you is spirit, but you still have and experience a lot in your physical human aspect. So it's important to consider that a lot of times whenever we're going forward, I think that we often forget that when there's a shift, or not even forget, sometimes we just don't know. Because let's face it, we are on a new journey. We are in a different place, in a different time. So it's easy to not just know. And unless Spirit is giving you this word straight to you, or by way of someone else, another reader or another channeler, or somebody else that is intuitively guided by Spirit, then you may not know. A lot of times it's just like, oh, I'm just super tired lately. Oh, what is this feeling I feel? Because many of you also have felt like it's been an out of body experience, like in body and out of body. And while that sounds really funny, in the it's it I'll describe it the best way I possibly can. Spirit, give me the words. So sometimes in the moment you are present, you know that whatever things are going on, you are aware, you are mindful, you are conscious in the moment. But then when you move slightly away from that moment, it's kind of like you are no longer in that same. Now, obviously that event or those things have passed, but normally before this shift, you would still have some bit of resonance with it, to the degree that there was a connection going forward, and you could still feel many things from the moment. But now, some of those things you felt intensely in the moment, you've been attached to them in the moment, but now I want to say dissociation. There's a measure of dissociation that is present. And I say that word for the lack of a better way to put it at the moment, because that is what's registering to me in the translation. But there's another word that I cannot quite grip to express what is actually taking place at the moment. But it's you are observing all the goings on, all the things that have taken place in the moments that you recall, but it's kind of like it's from a different point of view, and it's not just from the self that is looking back on it, because even that has felt different in the past. It's kind of like a timeline collapse. It's kind of like you're collapsing in the moment and you're taking a step back and you're having a look at the moment and registering it and processing it in a way that is different than normal, or what would be customary for you prior to this shift. So don't be alarmed by that. Spirit is saying that that is on purpose. There's a reason why you are registering that in that way. So whoever you are and however this is occurring to you, there's a reason for that. If you'll notice, Spirit is saying that the way you are processing it is even different than the way you would process it in times past. So, whatever you're experiencing, make sure you're writing it down. Make sure that you are taking really good note and as descriptively as you possibly can to capture all of the sentiment of the moment that you can recall. Um, this is not a bad place. This is not. It doesn't register as like something super exciting either in the moment. Although there are a lot of exciting things happening in the things that you're remembering, you're able to express it on paper, or you're able to express somewhat of it. Spirit is saying your expression of it is kind of like my expression of it to you right now. It's kind of broken up, it's kind of in pieces, but it makes sense to you. You know what you're seeing, you know what is being said, you're hearing beyond the surface, you're experiencing beyond the surface. And because you are registering it within your spirit body, it all makes sense, but it's best made sense to you internally versus being able to articulate it with the human words. Spiritually, it's connecting, is what's being said. So there's this really intuitive and spirit part of it. It's this that is the major part of it. That is somewhat why it is difficult to express, because there's no logic that we've ever experienced or been taught to register with what is actually taking place. So you're experiencing it because spirit is your teacher, spirit is your guide, spirit is guiding you through this transformation. So don't be alarmed, write about it, process it, ask spirit questions about what it means, and at every step spirit will answer you and give you all of the guidance necessary to navigate the space. This space rides heavily and has the best flow from a space of authenticity. When you are authentic, you are functioning in your light. You are moving in a way that only you can move. In that realness, that you-ness is what opens you up. That gives you access to more of what spirit is trying to give you access to more of the gifting and the guidance the spirit is trying to give you access to. There have been some new gifts, and they aren't necessarily new, they've always been there. You just haven't known of them, and you've not been able to utilize them because you haven't been ready for them. There have been glimpses, there have been bits and pieces that have expressed themselves and shown in your life. The more you look back, the more these gifts are revealed to you, the more you'll see instances over time, even from when you were a kid, where they were showing up. And only now will they register as what they really are, is what Spirit's saying. So you are in a great place. Continue to cultivate, nurture, and develop within this gift. You don't have to know all of the answers. Spirit knows all the answers, and Spirit is who guides. So as long as you attune your ear and make sure that you are following the guidance of Spirit, you are going to be perfectly fine. It's not hard. Like, you have, and this is the other thing that's kind of perplexing and you find maybe unusual. You haven't been doing just a whole lot of stuff. You have been doing things that please you and make you happy. And you've been resting even though you don't feel rested. You've been resting in spirit. You have just been being, is what I mean. Just being yourself, being authentically you, not overly doing any one thing, going and moving as spirit is guiding, just being, taking inspired action. And that is the trigger. Just being and allowing spirit to be spirit is the trigger. That is the thing that has you excelling at the rate that you are. Momentum has picked up. I don't know if you've noticed that. Perhaps you have, and maybe you haven't really registered that within your spirit um, as of yet, but that is what's taking place. So, yeah, I got an alarm going off. And so you couldn't hear that alarm, but I have a meditation alarm going off at the moment. And so that is significant. And I'll take that as a sign. The Spirit is saying, make sure you're meditating more. Make sure you are centered in, you're locked in, and you're getting that time grounded within and with yourself so that you can continue to have this experience in totality, so that you can continue to develop in this gift or in these gifts, the Spirit says, because there are multiple and they're coming in at different times. Don't try, not even try. Spirit said, do not discredit what you do not understand. Do not discount or disregard what you do not understand. You don't understand these gifts fully. And some of them you kind of just looking at like, what is that? Why do I need it? What is happening? Spirit is saying, don't don't discredit or disregard the gift. And to go with the flow, go with what you feel. Spirit is saying that you are more right than you are wrong. That whoever you are, Spirit said that you are more right than you are wrong. So whatever you feel like, there's somebody who feels like all of the things that are coming up are a little bit strange or a little bit out of place, or you don't really know how they fit, so you don't necessarily express them. Spirit is saying to trust yourself. If you're around somebody and you're registering something and you start to get phrases and you start to pick up on something in the spirit, pay attention to that. If you start to feel things in your body, pay attention to that, because spirit is giving you a message. It could be any number of things. It could be messages to give to the person. And you never know what thing is needed by the other person. Spirit does not give you anything that is useless. You do not experience any one thing that is useless. Everything has use, it all has a function. And spirit will guide you in all the most effective ways to utilize whatever you've been given. It won't always make sense. Don't try to make sense of it always. And certainly not in the moment. Just do what you're being guided to do and be okay. Sometimes spirit, okay, spirit is saying that you get messages that seem so strange to you that you will not say anything because you don't understand it. Sometimes you have a message when you get around certain people because spirit has a message for those people, and they aren't ones that are constructed cohesively so that you'll understand it. Why? Spirit is saying because it's not a message for you. You are the messenger. Spirit, when you're open, Spirit is giving you. He's dropped. There's a. I don't know why I was gonna say eavesdrop. Okay, Spirit. It's kind of like eavesdropping in the spirit. Thank you, Spirit. Yes, you hear what's going on in the spirit. And even though you don't have anything to do with it, it would seem you have what needs to be expressed. So it's just it's a channeled message or a download or however you want to put it. So if you, and this is what spirit is saying by you are more right than you are wrong. Sometimes you can't place it. Sometimes you're around a couple people at a time and you get a couple different things and you like red shoes. Or like, who said that? It'll be something so sometimes so strange. You'll hear like you'll get a phrase and then it's like, hmm, that's unusual. And sometimes you'll feel a draw to the person that is for, but it'll feel like you just thinking it and placing it. Say it. Say it. The fact that it is kind of confusing for you and it's not a thought that you would normally have is quite suggestive. Spirit does not think like we do, not the human aspect of us. So go forward with knowing that and just deliver the message. It's going to feel strange at first. And they might even ask you some questions or clarity on what it is that you already know that you don't know the answer to, which is some of the thing that scares you away from proceeding with the message. But guess what? There is nothing to fear. Same spirit that gave you that original message that you didn't understand and you delivered will give you the answer to the questions that are being asked. Spirit is saying, fear not, little one. I am always with you. Trust yourself enough to follow the guidance and leading of spirit. You work really hard to align yourself with spirit. What did you think was going to happen? Seriously, consider this for yourself. What were you hoping would happen in this alignment? That you would get closer, that you would be in alignment, right? This is that. Looks a lot different than you thought. It's still a continued work, but it looks a lot different than you had originally thought it might. Surprise! Welcome. But don't feel like you have to do anything extraordinary, like out of your. Don't go searching for stuff. This thing is not going to necessarily put you out of. out of the way is what I'm hearing. It's not going to put you out of the way, and by that, it's not. It'll be obvious to you that it's not you, but it's not going to be uncharacteristic necessarily in some regards. Like sometimes it'll happen in playfulness. Let's say, for instance, whoever you are, the goofy one. You play all the time. You know, that's one of your favorite things to do. You're a practical joker. You just like to have fun. Sometimes it'll present in that way, but it'll still be slightly different than you would do it. And that's how you know. That's how you know. Slightly different. It's kind of you, but it's not. Hopefully this is making sense and it's connecting with you. But the spirit is saying, I got you. I got you. Don't be afraid. Just go. Just go forward. Utilize the gift. Let it surprise and delight you. And you will be utterly surprised at how you help people in this way. Spirit keeps touching on this while it's not time to fully have a whole conversation on the topic. But some of you will be receiving messages from the other side or have been receiving messages from the other side. And that's the other side of this message. From loved ones departed, both your own and others. Don't think it's strange. Don't think it's strange. And okay, Spirit, thank you. That's where that was coming from. Don't discredit it. Don't discount it. These things are real. Spirit is saying for some of you, it's been hard for you to discount because the details are so accurate or they're so specific to the person. My guess is that when you first discounted it or discredited it, it was a loved one. Listen, they're really there. They're really speaking. Is it spooky? Is it scary? It's not. It's interesting to try to process and explain and process at first, but this is not a spooky encounter. This is a love encounter. And this loved one is trying to comfort you. Let it flow. Let them flow. Or as the young folks would say, let them cook. um, it's all for you, and it's all happening through you, never to you. And there's a lot of delight and light in the illumination aspect, and feathery, weighty lightness in it all, is what Spirit is saying. Spirit. And I think that's the message. Spirit. I'm going to release y'all in love and lights. I'm going to be great, be fabulous, be wonderful, be marvelous. Spread light, spread love always and only. And until next time, peace out.